Hey, why is the stadium the coolest place to be?
Why?
It's full of fans.
First and foremost, you know the name. We came to break.
All right, everybody, welcome to First and Four, the podcast where a father and his firstborn break down America's four biggest sports: football, basketball, baseball, and hockey. Let's get right into it with our film room segment right off the bat here. So, we want to hit on some college basketball. Honestly, about the only thing outside of the Olympics going on right now. Stuff's kind of dying down with all the NBA All-Star break. All the NHL guys are at the Olympics. The MLB hasn't started up yet, so we got a lot of college basketball to talk.
Yep.
So I wanted to start off with who started off 23-0. They'd been number one since December 8th, so
That's a long time.
pretty long stretch there. But they're 0-2 since then, so I think since the last time we recorded, they've lost those two games. Now they're down to number 4. So they had the loss at number 9, Kansas, 82-78, and then the loss at home, which I think was a little more surprising, versus 16, Texas Tech, 78-75 in overtime, who started as the preseason 10. So, like, two really good teams, two conference opponents. But Arizona drops to number 2 in the Big 12 now, half a game behind Houston, which does make it kind of significant.
Yeah, it is going to be big. And I didn't think much of Kansas earlier in the season.
Mm-mm.
Seems like they're kind of turning it on right now. Same with Texas Tech. Like Purdue beat Texas Tech by like 30 in the Bahamas or whatever early on in the season. Yeah. And but I guess you get in these conference games and you never know what's going to happen. Whether they're on the road or I guess they were at home. I guess versus Texas Tech, they were on the road at Kansas. Always tough to play at Kansas, but yeah, conference season's tough anyways. I think it's grueling through February to get through the gauntlet. All these teams know each other. They've played each other. You're on the road a lot, back and forth. Things can happen, right? You're going to slip up kind of here and there. These teams don't go undefeated. It doesn't happen, right? So, like, the losses are going to happen. For them to be number 1 for as long as they were was honestly pretty impressive.
I mean, it had been like almost just a given that they were 1. Like, it just hadn't been contested in so long. Like I said, December 8th, 2 months, they were number 1.
And the Texas Tech game was overtime, right? Was that that was an overtime game? So that was pretty close.
Tight one, yeah. JT Toppin went off for I think 31.
Yeah, 31 and 13 is what he had. Yeah. So he was tough. He was big for them, and they've got another tough one. Arizona has BYU coming up this week.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I actually wrote down all their games up to the Big 12 tournament. So listen to this: they're home versus 23 BYU, at number 2 Houston, at Baylor, home versus now number 8 Kansas, home versus number 6 Iowa State, and then at Colorado. So they've got a gauntlet to finish it off. So this is kind of just the beginning of their toughest stretch of their schedule.
Yeah, 3 top 10 teams to finish out the season here in the next 3 weeks, basically.
Right. So this would be huge for the tournament.
Yeah, not a good time to be slipping up, I guess, if you're Arizona, but maybe a good time to get back on track too.
Yeah,
that might be what they.
And really, when you look back at those games, I caught bits and pieces. It's not Arizona hasn't been playing awful. They're just playing some great opponents, like you mentioned. Houston, Arizona's 42% from the field in that stretch. That's kind of the only knock, not shooting quite as high as they had been.
Yeah.
But otherwise, again, they're just getting outplayed. Really, they're not playing terrible games. They're just playing good competition.
Yeah, I noticed that in the game against Kansas. I think they shot 51% from the field. They led in rebounds, but just couldn't close it out. And on the road again, very tough. So yeah, to your point, it's not that they're like playing bad basketball. It's just they're coming up short. Maybe the other team's not playing them.
Undefeated.
Yeah, Toppin's maybe having a great game, having a night. So yeah, tough to go undefeated in college basketball and make that stretch, especially through the conference season too, is always pretty tough here. Sure. So yeah.
Do you have anything else college basketball wise, or those 2 games?
Yeah, no, I mean, I was just looking at just the top 15 teams, and obviously we watch a lot of Big Ten basketball with our teams in there.
Right.
A lot of very good teams out there. I keep thinking like down the stretch here, and looking at the top 15. For me, you've got Michigan, who's number one now.
Mm.
They're a team that could definitely win a national title. Houston at
agree.
number 2, like you just talked about, like they're a team that
They
could
can
win a
do it,
national
yep.
title. Duke's number 3, and actually Michigan and Duke play this Saturday.
Yeah,
which will
that's
be
a huge game. I think game day's there too.
Yeah, it'll be a huge game Saturday, Michigan and Duke. And then Arizona, like you just said, at 4, UConn at 5, Iowa State at 6, Purdue at 7. We just saw them slip up against Michigan at home again, and that's the most losses Purdue has had at home since 2020, 2021
wow.
season. They're not playing good basketball right now,
No,
but
they just don't seem to have much of an identity.
yeah,
I've seen.
and they don't defend the 3 well. I think Michigan shot 51% from 3 tonight,
really?
something crazy. Yeah, and it's like every team that comes in there shoots the 3 well, and I don't know if it's the way they're rotating and switching off on people or what, but like it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But I think those top 6 teams for sure with Iowa State. Purdue maybe could make a run at a national title. I mean, obviously they were there last year. You lose Edie. They've got the core a few years ago. Yeah, I'm sorry.
2 years ago. No.
Not last year, sorry. 2 years ago with Edie. But they've got the core guys still there to be able to make a run.
Yeah.
They showed early in the season they could. So I think those top 7 teams for sure are going to be legitimate contenders. Kansas is sitting at 8. I don't know. I mean, yeah, they just took down Arizona. We'll see how consistent they are here down the stretch, I guess.
See what, happens with this whole situation with Darren Peterson, too. It's kind of odd. I don't know. It's just a lot of it's kind of covered up. Not sure exactly what's going to happen if he's going to play again this year. Potential lottery pick, so that'll be big to see if he comes back. But they're obviously playing well without him, too. So
yeah.
We'll see.
Then you got Nebraska and Illinois, 9 and 10, which
I think both those teams could potentially make a run.
Yeah,
too.
Nebraska, who's never won a tournament game before, I'd be on the run to the national title.
I'm excited about.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
got them on the TV right now.
Nice close game versus Iowa right now.
Yep.
But yeah, and I think Illinois has been playing great ball too.
They're awesome.
With Wagler, freshman, playing well. They can shoot from outside if they get hot. I mean, they can definitely make a run. So that's the top 10 teams, and you got to think there's some dark horses out there. Maybe Florida at 12, Michigan State sitting at 15 right now.
Yeah,
I mean, those are 2 teams that are dangerous also. So I mean, you've got at least 10 to 12 teams, I think, that when it comes down to March, filling out these brackets is going to be wild. It's going to be a lot of matchups, and where are they going to be playing, and who are they playing against? It's going to be some pretty good basketball, I think.
Yeah, well, college basketball is just in a great place, really, because I've talked about the last couple of weeks about the guys trying to come back from the G League, Bediako, what's his name at Baylor, right? And from Europe, where guys want to stay in college. So there's just a high level of basketball being played. Somebody had a quote. I don't remember who. Do you remember? A quote's been floating around to coach about just the level of play.
Yeah. Because like you said, the players can get money. They're getting paid now.
Yeah, exactly.
So
sticking around.
Yeah.
It's a high level of basketball. There's a lot of contenders, and I think that also just opens the opportunity for more of what people are going to consider an upset come March. Like we're usually off 10 teams. Like some of those are going to be 3 seeds, maybe 4 seeds, depending on what happens in these conference tournaments. So those are going to be potential, kind of like powerhouse teams that they're going to lose at some point.
Yeah. What will be interesting is if NIL and all these bigger schools that have money to pay these players, if the smaller schools, we don't have those Cinderella stories as much anymore.
I know,
yeah, because a lot of these players are jumping ship when they can to get to these bigger places where they can get this money. And, do you have a lot of those Cinderella stories are typically schools that had guys sticking around for several years. You got, senior heavy classes. They knew how to play together. I don't know if the smaller schools you're going to have that as much.
Right.
But you might have more top heavy where you do have 10, 12 teams that are really going to could potentially
which I
win
think
it, right?
Honestly, I think is more fun. I personally, I kind of stand by the people that say everybody loves an upset until it actually happens. It's great, maybe in the first round or two, but when you have, like, what was the year with Miami when they were a 10 seed or whatever, and somebody, do you remember that Final Four?
Yeah.
That was just, 2 years ago? Or last year?
I don't remember which year it was. I know what
That
you're
was just
talking
last
about,
year.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, it's great until you realize that probably not the top two teams are.
Yeah. It is.
Playing
I
first.
think it is fun the first couple rounds. I
Yeah.
think back to the big shots at like Valparaiso and Bryce Drew and his shot and some of these like iconic moments that happen in the tourney. Unless it's happening to your own team.
Yeah, Fairleigh
Which my
Dickinson.
Boilermakers have had some rough
Had a
ones.
few. St. Peter's.
Yeah, it's not so fun when you're on the other side of it. But there are some pretty fun.
There are, yeah.
Thinking back. But you're right. I mean, as you get into the Final Four, having a 10, 11 seed and thinking, man, is this really like one of the best teams in the country? And you miss out on maybe some of these bigger ones. I do think we're pretty stacked this year with some. Regardless, we should have a pretty good Final Four with all these teams that are going into it. So, should be fun. Yeah. Lots of good basketball to be played still.
Yeah, definitely exciting. Ready for the tournament.
And the only one, I think, Miami of Ohio, still unbeaten, 25-0.
Yeah, exactly. They play UMass, I want to say, next.
They don't have much of a schedule.
I mean, no, they play in the MAC. But then, that again, you open up for that conference tournament where if they lose, you think they're an at-large team. But do they get in? Maybe I don't know. You wonder.
Yeah, with one loss,
right?
And it's in the conference tourney. Like, it'd be tough leaving them out, but
it would. But you never know. It'll be interesting to see what happens with them if they don't win the MAC.
Yeah, they need to just win it.
Yeah. All right. Well, then let's get into moving the chains. So, kind of on the heels of Chris Paul retiring, we thought it'd be kind of fun to do a Mount Rushmore of who can't win a championship, can't win the big one. Because Chris Paul is a guy who never could do that. So there's kind of a few conversations around about that. So that'd be kind of a fun thought. What are some of the best players that never were able to win? Have some fun conversations. And we kind of made some lists. I think it might be fun if we just kind of go back and forth. That way we don't just list off the same four guys.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Do you want to just go back
and forth?
Yeah. You want to start then? So we'll start with football.
Okay. I'll go with one that I already talked about a few weeks ago. So I think we had like the best regular seasons or whatever it was. And so Dan Marino was my selection then. And I think I talked about it then. Like, he never won the Super Bowl, but obviously had a great career, was MVP in '84. His second year in the NFL, they made it to the Super Bowl and he never got back.
Right.
It's the question of Drake May now, right? Like, he got to the Super Bowl this year. Is he going to be a Dan Marino and never make it back, or what's going to happen to him? So he was the one. He was kind of my first, I think, from the NFL. And we talked about it a few weeks ago, but the yardage that he threw for and was really unprecedented at the time. I think for me, he's one that kind of stands out as, hey, didn't win the big one, great player, but never.
Amazing player. He really changed the game. When you look at, like, he's still, I don't know where exactly he sits off the top of my head as far as the like passing yards rankings all time, but like he's up there, and he played in an era where teams didn't pass the ball as much. So he really, I think, helped to kind of innovate offense and what it is today.
Yeah, he did have. Is this right? That can't be right. 23 regular season. Oh, he has 23 regular season records. Yeah. I was gonna say he didn't play 23 years.
Okay,
but lots of records for the Dolphins, and obviously in the Hall of Fame and everything too. Right. 61,361 yards is what he's passed for, 420 touchdowns. So he's, I don't know where that stands on the all-time list now. I know when he finished his career, he was at the top, and obviously that's been passed over since then. But yeah, he's first on my list as far as the Mount Rushmore. So
definitely had him there too. Now I'll go with Barry Sanders. I think arguably the greatest running back of all time. You just watch him run, and I think you can see that. And he just unfortunately played for the Lions and then retired a little bit early because he didn't feel like he ever was going to win, I guess, right? Save his body. And so Yeah, I think that's just an all-time great player, Hall of Fame. Just the guy who was really the motor of an offense that couldn't do much.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, again, didn't play for a great team ever, and definitely wasn't his fault, but never was able to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, and he was from my era, I'll say, but he was a heck of a running back. And that guy,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you talk about not having a great team around him. His offensive line was not the best, but
No.
that he always would get out of it, always find a hole, kept his legs moving. He must have had the strongest legs. I mean, we talk about Saquon Barkley now. Like, if you go back and look at Barry Sanders, like
Oh, yeah,
that
it's
guy
crazy.
had tree trunks for legs. So he was actually second on my list too.
Okay, yep.
Kind of similar thing. So that's a good thing we're going back and forth
Perfect.
here.
Yep, exactly.
But I would agree. Yeah, he's definitely one of the ones that never won it, but one of the best all time for sure. You rank the running backs, a lot of people will pick him as number one.
Yeah.
So
sure.
yeah.
All right, back to you then.
So I'm gonna go defense now. I'll take Bruce Smith, who is the NFL all-time sack leader with 200.
Okay.
And obviously was on the Bills teams that never won
Yeah.
Super Bowl. So
Rough.
got there quite a bit, but never won it. But I mean, yeah, all pro several years, Hall of Famer now, 2-time Defensive Player of the Year. And yeah, I mean, that's a guy. You think about those Bills teams and the offenses were amazing with Jim Kelly and Thurman Thomas and whatever. There's a lot of Bills that you could probably list on or name on this list.
Yeah.
But that guy Bruce Smith was just dominant on defense and what he meant to that team. So it's unfortunate that he could never get over the hump, could never win the big one with the Bills. So
okay, then I'm gonna go with Terrell Owens next. I know there's a few wide receivers you think of. He's one of them, and for me, the reason I go with him is he played for the 49ers and the Eagles, who are two historically great franchises, and just was never able to win with either of them. Had a chance against the Patriots with the Eagles, wasn't able to win it there. So, just again, another great, fantastic receiver. And again, I think what sticks out to me is those teams he played for have so many championships, so much history to them. And the fact that he was never able to win there just kind of makes him stand out to me as a receiver. And obviously, he's an all-time great player too.
yeah. On the flip side, I might jump over to mine, but I had Randy Moss as the other,
and he was
receiver.
another one I kind of
Yeah, I was like, yeah. If you talk about the all-time great receivers, Randy Moss. I mean, people will say he might be one of the best athletes of all time at any sport, basketball and football. He was incredible, and yeah, the Vikings weren't great and not a franchise that's always in Super Bowls or whatever, but they're always pretty decent. But then he went to the Patriots, and you think, okay, this is the Tom Brady era. They go undefeated, right, all the way through up to the Super Bowl, and that's when they fall short and they lost to the Giants. But Randy Moss is one that I had on here as my receiver, I guess, that I was going with.
I guess, so do you want to go back and forth and each have 4 or do 4 total? What's easier?
Yeah, I guess those were my 1, 2, 3, 4. I did do my 4. Who else did you have?
So you said Marino.
So Marino. I had Marino, Sanders, Bruce Smith, and Randy Moss.
Yeah. So the last guy I had on here, so I've had Dan Marino, Barry Sanders, Terrell Owens. I threw Dick Butkus on there to have a defensive player.
Okay.
From obviously a long time ago, but is a guy who never had one, played linebacker for the Bears, and was a little too early for that amazing 85 defense. And again, I think a lot of times kind of the older Bears are thought of for the defense. And so just a guy like that stands out to me that he played for a team that later on had those great defenses, but was just a little too early.
Yeah.
And I want to have a defensive guy on here.
So they never won an NFL title.
I guess I don't know.
Yeah, I'd have to go look up and see what the.
But I don't think so, because it would have been No, because his rookie year was, I want to say, around 65. Let's see, I looked at this earlier, which would have been right around when they merged.
Okay.
Yeah, 1965 joined the Bears. So that would have been, is that the first year? That would have been the first season of the NFL, right? First Super Bowl?
For Super Bowl. Yeah,
So
not
yeah,
for the
no.
NFL, yeah.
Never
Yeah,
won one.
I guess that's right.
Which
That's
is crazy.
that never
Yeah.
did.
And I guess we're Bears fans too, so
Yeah.
a little biased
that
towards
makes
it.
sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so
That's a
wanted
good
to throw that one in there. And then as far as honorable mentions, you mentioned those Bills players. I had Jim Kelly on there.
Yeah.
Didn't quite make my list, but 4 in a row hurts.
Yeah, for sure. Jim Kelly. I also had Derek Thomas was another one.
Okay, yeah.
For the Chiefs. Eric Dickerson, Calvin Johnson. Talk about another receiver that was
Great, yeah.
incredible.
Just played for the Lions.
Megatron, yeah. And then from an offensive lineman, I had Joe Thomas on there from the Browns. Like
Okay,
Joe
yep.
Thomas was like
Amazing,
dominant
yeah.
for the Browns, and he just played for the Browns.
Exactly.
So,
it's a common theme here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you get stuck on some of these teams, the Lions, Browns, unfortunately, but like Joe Thomas was an incredible player, and just unfortunate, team he played for, and was never able to win it. So I was trying to, think about what are some other players that weren't the quarterbacks or the, whatever sexy positions. Like he was one as an offensive lineman. It's like, man, that guy needed to be on a team that won the championship. He's an incredible player. So
I also threw LaDainian Tomlinson, Adrian Peterson on my honorable mentions. Just a couple running backs who, again, great players, but just never ended up playing for the right team, or I guess at the right time.
Yeah. LT was incredible too.
Yeah, exactly.
Good one.
Don't worry, that's probably going to be our longest.
Yeah, that was
the longest sport we talk about, because I don't think our honorable mentions are going to go on as long for these other ones.
Yep.
All right, so then on to basketball. I'll start with basketball, I guess, and I'll go with Chris Paul. I think that's kind of where we got the whole idea for this segment from. But Chris Paul, 21 seasons he played, just an all-time great point guard. But when you really start to think about basketball and the guys who never won, he definitely is up there with some of these greatest players who never won one. And it was on some great teams. Got to the Warriors just a little bit late. But yeah, just never quite got the job done.
Timing.
So
timing was everything with him. Yeah, never got on a team that was like at the peak or prime. It was always like he got there too late or left too early or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, great player, just never could win it.
Exactly.
My first one, I'm going to cheat a little bit here. I'm going to stack. If I were going to make a Mount Rushmore,
stacking, yeah.
I'm gonna stack,
I know you're going with
Stockton, Malone.
Yep.
Together, because those guys were like, they were always together, right?
Yeah.
And like, so Stockton, Malone. I thought about putting them separate. I'm like, those guys, like, if
they really belong together.
Yeah, you're going to put them on a mountaintop or whatever on a rock, like they're etched in there together. So I got Stockton and Malone together, and to me, several of my guys are going to be from the Jordan era.
That's a big reason they didn't win.
Like these guys are going up against Jordan, and then obviously he left, and then the Rockets and whatever won. Yeah, I got Stockton and Malone, great players. Just never.
I mean, it's crazy the Jazz had both of them and still couldn't get it done. The Bulls stopped them. A couple times, right?
Yep. And two of the all-time greats, both those guys, from the assists and whatever. I mean, they were like unstoppable, that Stockton Malone duo. So I'm going to stack them on top. That's one part of my mind. Right?
Okay. Yep. No, yeah, I think that's fair. Like I said, I had both those guys down. So, okay, I'll go Charles Barkley next.
Yeah, I had him next too.
Yeah, just another. Yeah, I don't know. Again, not as much I feel like to say, but you just think of great players, these guys that were in, kind of these prime matchup spots on TV, and like, yeah, I don't know, just never quite got there.
Yeah, and I think he, great rebounder, but also kind of transformed his game. He became a great scorer too. There's another one that just ran into, the Bulls teams and playing in Phoenix, and then prior to that was in Philadelphia. But yeah, and then I think late in his career he was kind of jumping around teams, hoping to win one. And but never did. And another all-time great that just never didn't get the big one.
Nebraska just went down, but Iowa stormed the court, so that actually feels kind of good. I think if you're good enough to have the court stormed after you lose, that's a good thing. They're moving up in the world.
That's true.
I'm going to take that as a win. They lost the game, but the other team stormed the courts. They must be a good team.
Typically wouldn't see that. Iowa, Nebraska, that Iowa would rush the court.
It is a bit of a rivalry, too.
It's
It's not a team I want to lose to, but
yeah, it is. But usually it's flip-flopped in basketball that Iowa's usually a better team. So that is probably a good thing for them. Okay, my next one, you know what, I'm going to go with Patrick Ewing. So another one kind of in the Jordan era, a little bit before, in the 80s as well. For a long time with the Knicks. Great player again, and they had a couple finals appearances, but just never won it. I think they lost to the Rockets in '94. I'm trying to remember who they lost to, if it was the Spurs maybe or the Lakers maybe in '99. I don't remember. But anyways, had a couple appearances when Jordan was out and his kind of mid whatever when he left between the championship runs. So they lost to the Rockets, and then late, obviously after Jordan left, then they got back again. But yeah, Ewing's on mine.
Yeah, yep, I think that's a good one. He kind of just missed mine. I'll go with Allen Iverson next.
Yep, I had him as well.
Yep.
AI is great.
I think yeah.
And I'm watching, just watched a documentary on him. I think there's one out there on Prime Video. That was pretty good, and kind of going back to the AI era. And he was just a tough player. I mean, he was undersized, I'd say, but always played hard. Great defensive player, great shooter, great scorer. Just didn't like practice. Didn't like practice. Old Allen Iverson, but yeah, he's another good one.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, wait. I actually don't remember how many people I've said. I said Chris Paul, Charles Barkley, Allen Iverson.
Yeah, you got one more.
I've got one more. Okay. Took Malone, Stockton. I'll give it to James Harden, I guess. He's kind of one of those guys where he was, again, kind of on the edge of mine. And it's hard with him still being a current player to kind of look at him with these other guys, but he has an MVP. He's way up there as far as the points he's scored, and he's still playing at least pretty decent level. Just seems to get injured or fall off for no reason, kind of at the wrong times. So he's never been able to finish the job, but is a pretty great player, even if he does try to force his way out of a lot of teams. And I don't know, like I said, hard to look at it in the moment, but I do think he belongs in the conversation.
Yeah, he's one of those, not a great locker room guy or team.
Yeah, which is probably why he's never won.
Exactly. Yeah, he gets to the playoffs and
has kind of one good game or two, and then that's about it.
Yep. Yeah, I also had down. My four were Malone, Stockton kind of combined, and then Barkley, Iverson, Ewing. But then other guys I had down here, maybe honorable mention or if we're not combining ours. Reggie Miller was another one. Again, Jordan era guy, but fantastic 3-point shooter. Steve Nash, another one. That was great. Vince Carter was a great player. Some of these guys run into the different dynasties. So it's the Bulls, it's the Lakers, the Spurs. You start running into these other dynasties, and then it's man, there were some great players. The Warriors, yeah. Dikembe Mutombo was another one that was a great player in the 90s as well, but never was able to win it. So
Carmelo Anthony's another guy that kind of almost made mine.
Yeah, but on some great teams too.
He did.
So yeah, Melo and AI played for a bit there at the Nuggets.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
That was kind of an interesting combo. But.
Okay, so I guess I had Chris Paul, Charles Barkley, Allen Iverson, and who did I say? James Harden. And then I guess you, Malone, Stockton.
Yep.
Ewing, and I don't know, whoever else, I guess. Off the end of there. One of these other guys.
Yeah, if I don't take Barkley and Iverson, you got those guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say Reggie Miller.
Reggie Miller's kind of the next guy, yeah.
Yep. And then I'll go Vince Carter.
Yeah.
Reggie Miller, Vince Carter.
Gotcha.
Incredible player.
All right, now I think we're really going to get to a point where we start agreeing on a lot of it. Baseball and hockey are probably going to be a little bit more rough. Okay, you can start off baseball then.
All right, good. I got Ted Williams.
Okay, perfect.
He's what actually. So you go back and you start looking at.
It
These
is
things.
incredible to read about it, yeah.
It's
Because
like,
you don't really realize what these guys did.
well, like how did Ted Williams not win a
I don't know.
World Series? Like you start reading, I'm like, Ted Williams never won a World Series. Like
This guy sounds incredible. Yeah.
He is incredible, right? And you'd think he would have won, but never did. 344 average.
Yeah, for his career. Like, that's
career.
crazy.
Yeah. And he did miss 3 seasons. So that was the interesting thing I was reading about him. Missed 3 seasons to serve in the U.S. Marines during World War II. He was a pilot in World War II. So that was kind of interesting.
And then he came back and played in the World Series the next year.
That was pretty cool. Old Ted Williams. I mean, one of the best baseball players ever. Yeah, when we were doing like our best baseball players ever, obviously Babe Ruth, but then you think over generations, like Ted Williams is. There are a lot of people who probably say Ted Williams might be the best, and so it's crazy that he never won a World Series.
Yeah, it is. Okay, then I will go Ken Griffey Jr. I just think, yeah, the guy who I think was a big figure to a lot of people too, kind of watching as he played in the '90s, and I guess some more numbers, but 630 home runs, but just never even, I don't think, played in the World Series, which is pretty incredible. So I'll go with Ken Griffey Jr.
Ken Griffey.
Yeah.
All right, I got Ty Cobb.
Yep.
So another one, old timer that you hear about and like think, man, that guy must have won some World Series and whatever, and didn't. But so for 11 years, he led the league in all offensive categories, highest career batting average. So his career batting average, talk about
crazy. Yeah,
Ted Williams. Ty Cobb was at 367 for his career.
Wow.
12 batting titles, and he did play in the World Series 3 straight seasons, but never won. So in 1907 to 1909, he played in the World Series, but they never won it. And
like
again, he's another guy. He's like the Buffalo Bills, yeah. Another guy though that you would think, you talk about the history of baseball, he probably won it, and he didn't.
Right, so. Exactly. Yeah. I'll go. You know what? I'll go with Ernie Banks just because I've got my Cubs stuff on. Obviously, the Cubs didn't win a World Series for 608. Yeah, 108. So he never won a World Series, obviously, playing for the Cubs. But a great shortstop, 2 MVP awards, 14 All-Stars, 512 home runs. But he never even played in a playoff game.
That's crazy. He's a great guy. And over here I've got my autograph that I've got from Ernie Banks from when I worked at the country club in Omaha, and he was there golfing, and incredible guy, great guy. Talked to me for a little bit, and then I had a Sharpie, and he's sitting at a table with a napkin, and my boss really didn't want me to ask him for the autograph, and I'm like, I'm asking, it's Ernie Banks. I got to ask this guy for his autograph. And so he wrote on the napkin, "Aim high, Greg," from Ernie Banks. Yeah. And, I've got it still sitting here. Incredible. Awesome. But I got to meet that guy, and yeah, great guy. Never won the big one, though.
Right.
So, okay, I'm next. I'm going to go Barry Bonds.
Okay, yeah.
People say what they will about Barry Bonds as far as the steroid use or whatever, and the home runs he hit, but incredible career, 22 years that he played, and obviously in the Hall of Fame, or Hall of Fame worthy. He's not in the Hall of Fame, I guess.
Yeah,
but I would say Hall of Fame worthy career. So yeah, lots of controversy surrounding again the steroids and everything, but leading home runs, and even before the steroids, like, he was an incredible player.
Right. Yeah.
Hitting the ball. He's got some of the best eyes, in baseball, and kind of overshadowed with the steroid controversy. But
yeah, for sure,
he'd be on mine.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'll go Tony Gwynn. Another, I guess not from as long ago, in the '90s, but great hitter. He had 6 seasons he finished above 350 batting average, which is pretty crazy. Played in 2 World Series with the Padres, but never won any of those. 7-time Silver Slugger, 5-time Gold Glover, 15-time All-Star. Just Tons of stats, great batter, but never was able to win.
Yep. So he was the other one that I had. So let me see
Stole
who else we got here. Yeah, I'm trying to see who else is on. I mean, this guy's still playing though. It would be interesting to see if Mike Trout. So
Okay, yeah.
Mike Trout was one where, and I was trying to keep it to players that aren't already.
Yeah,
done.
I was too, and then I went with James Harden. So whoops.
Yeah, I'll go Trout then.
Okay. Well, it helps us out for hockey, I think.
Yeah. So I got Mike Trout. I mean, again, another guy that might be one of the best baseball players of all time. I think
When it's all
top
said and
5,
done.
top 10. Yeah, exactly, all time. And I might even feel comfortable saying he probably won't win one if he
I doubt it.
doesn't leave the
Not
Angels.
if he stays in the Angels. Yep.
Yeah, he might just be there forever and never win one, and so I'll stick with him.
Or he'll go to the Dodgers and get $1 gazillion to win a championship.
Yeah,
that could be too.
It could happen. Yeah.
Okay, now I got to find one more also.
Was Trout on yours?
No,
Oh,
I mean I'd kind of thought of him, but
yeah.
Because wait, I have 3 right: Ernie Banks, Ken Griffey, and Tony Gwynn. Yeah, okay. George Sisler, we'll go with him. Another guy from like 100 years ago.
Yeah, tell me about George.
Yeah, exactly. Never played for a World Series. Won an MVP, but he led the league in runs, hits, triples, and stolen bases, and batted .420 that year.
Sounds like a nice guy.
Sounds like it.
Oh, George.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So he's my last guy.
All right. Who'd George play for?
That's a great question.
That's a great question.
I don't know. I actually just don't know how to say some of these other guys because I'm kind of looking at some of these lists and
or Harmon Killebrew. Yeah.
Oh yeah, there you go. You find out who George Sisler played?
Yeah, find out who George. Never heard of this guy before.
I haven't either.
It's a good pick, man.
Gorgeous George.
Yeah, of course.
No, he played for the St. Louis Browns, the Washington Senators, and the Boston Braves.
Just George Sisler. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Put him on the Mount Rushmore.
It's going on there.
Never win the championship. All right, we'll probably have about the same for hockey with some of these.
Hockey might even be worse.
Yeah. See what we come up with here.
All right.
You want to go first to make sure I don't take
Well, I mean, I think Connor McDavid belongs on Mount Rushmore, even though
I don't have him on.
I mean, I guess if you're not going to go current players, then maybe whatever. But I think he still has a chance to win one, but he hasn't yet. And he, if he retired right now, it'd be an all-time great. So.
Yep. All right.
Okay, let's get into it.
I'm gonna say Lundqvist. So Henrik Lundqvist was a goalie, and he's one of the guys that does one of the TNT broadcast stuff now too. So people might actually know who he is. But one of the greatest goalies ever. He did get to the 2014 finals with the Rangers, but never won it. And won the Vezina in 2012. He was the first goalie to start his career with 11 straight 21 seasons, so he's one of the best goalies of all time, but just never won it. So we'll go with Lundqvist for me for the first.
Okay. I'm going to be honest, my NHL, as far as like the history, is not the greatest. I'll go Marcel Dion. Yes?
Yeah.
Perfect. Yep. So just a couple. He's the only retired player, I guess, which is good specification. But on the NHL's top 15 all-time scoring list that never won a Stanley Cup. So right up there with some of the best, and did not win. So he belongs there. He played for the Kings for most of his career, but then also the Red Wings and the Rangers.
There you go. Okay, I'm gonna go, and mine honestly were guys that I did know, like when they played in the 90s and whatever, several of them. So, I'm gonna go Adam Oates for my next one.
Yeah.
Hall of Famer 2012, 1,420 total points, 340 goals, just over 1,000 assists. So 5-time All-Star, great player,
Mm-hmm.
and played for the Bruins, I believe, the Blues, a couple other teams I think he played for in there. I remember him more from the Bruins.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I'm going to go Adam Oates.
Okay. Can't tell. I'm just going off a list now. I totally know all these guys. All right, let's go. Mats. Yeah, Sundin.
Mats Sundin.
Mats Sundin. That's exactly what I said.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, second all-time Maple Leafs postseason scoring. Yeah, that's about all I have to say about Mr.
Good old
Sundin.
Mats. Yeah.
He was a pretty great hockey player, but he did go to a couple conference finals, the Maple Leafs. But Red Wings looks like beat him. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, that's great. Great
Perfect.
hockey talk. All right,
Good
Joe
hockey
Thornton
talk.
is who I'm going to go with. So another Hall of Famer that never won it, was with the Sharks for quite a while as captain. Got to the finals in 2016. He's 7th all time in assists, 14th in points. And the interesting thing with Thornton, he played forever, but I didn't realize this. He was the last active NHL player from the 90s when he finally retired.
Wow.
So, obviously playing 24
impressive,
seasons
yeah.
or whatever, then that's going to happen. But yeah, so he was the last one. And I think he was kind of hanging on. They thought they might get one with him, and
Just never did.
didn't. Yeah. So Thornton was a big one for me there.
All right. Let's go to my next one. We'll go Dale Howardchuk. Yeah. Yeah.
Tell me about Dale.
All right. He
played for the Oilers, huh?
Yep. Went to the Stanley Cup. Made the playoffs in 15 of his 16 seasons. And the hardest thing for him was the team that eventually won the Stanley Cup was the team that beat him 7 different times. So that sticks out to me. I think that's pretty insane.
He must, yeah. So he was on the good Oilers teams from the 80s.
No, just missed them.
Yeah.
Played for the Jets in the 80s. And then the Oilers beat him a bunch, and then when he eventually made it to the Oilers, that was kind of over.
He was on the wrong side. He was kind of like the Chris Paul of the NHL.
Exactly.
All right, I'm going to go my last one, Pavel Bure, the Russian Rocket. So, again, kind of from my era.
That is not the Oilers.
That's
why I was confused. Okay, no, he played for the Flyers and the Sabres.
Scroll up. What's the jersey that he's got?
That's the Flyers.
Oh, all right. It looks like it was.
It does look like the Oilers, but it's the Flyers. Okay.
All right, sorry. So, Pavel Bure, Russian Rocket. So, a great player from the 90s. He's a Hall of Famer, but just never. Elite scorer, and one of the fastest players I think on ice to ever play. But yeah, never won the big one. And again, I just remember watching Pavel Bure play back in the day and being a great player, but never won the big one.
Right. Okay, I think I finally got 4, which is good. I can stop trying to say these guys' names. Okay, so Connor McDavid, Marcel Dion.
Let's go with it.
Yep. Mats Sundin and Dale Howardchuk.
Nice.
Bang.
Yeah, so I've got Pavel Bure, Joe Thornton, Adam Oates, and Henrik Lundqvist. Now, I did have I did put a list of honorable mentions for hockey even too. Eric Lindros is one I was thinking about considering, again, from the 90s, played for the Flyers. Great player, had concussion issues too that kind of shortened his career. But when he was playing, he was a real big hockey player, big size-wise.
Yeah.
But dominant when he was on the ice. Never won the big one. Roberto Luongo, another goalie I was considering. Jerome McGinley was another one that I had, and I actually had some Dion in there as well. But yeah, so there are a few that Lindros was one. Honestly, I was kind of going back and forth between him and Bure.
Okay.
And so
yeah, good hockey talk right there.
Good
test. All right.
Uncle Johnson.
Oh, he's gonna love it. I'll hear about it. All right, on to 2 minutes in the box then.
Yeah.
You want to start off?
Sure. Yeah, 2 minutes for me. we're just talking hockey. I'm gonna put the Canadians in the box.
Oh, yeah.
But these cheaters in curling.
I know.
I mean, what's the deal with these Canadians cheating in curling? So I don't. You saw the deal
about it.
Yeah. So what I saw the other day, the stone. You got the handle on the top. You can touch that up to the point. What is it?
It's the green line. It's got a name.
Oh, I've got it here.
It's a funny
hog
name.
line.
Hog line. That's right.
The
Hog
line.
Hog line.
Hog line. So yes, you can't touch the rock after it crosses the hog line. And so it's called burning a rock. If you touch it. So this was a pretty good explanation of this. So yeah, in curling, touching or moving a rock with a body part or equipment, usually the broom, violation that requires immediate action, often resulting in the stone being removed from play. If a player touches it after it crosses the hog line, the rock is removed, while touching by the opposing team results in a different, more favorable placement, whatever. So yeah, if you touch it after, then it should be removed. Interesting thing I was reading about also is like they don't really have officials to like officiate all this.
Right, exactly.
Which is weird. Like also at the Olympics, like what can you not have an official?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a little strange
rule, but it's like was it Sweden? It was Sweden they were playing, right? That set up the cameras.
Yeah,
and
Sweden,
right
and I think the British did it too.
Yeah, but I think he was yelling at, he was swearing at the Swedish guy. I think it was during the Swedish match that they were calling it out. But anyways, they set up. They set the camera up like right there, like they knew this was happening, and then man, it's been all over the place. Right. So definitely looks like there was some cheating going on. Whether it's like, I guess it's intentional because they know what they're doing
in the Olympics.
They're professionals; they know what they're doing. But yeah, I'm gonna put the Canadians. These curlers in the box. Cheating Canadians. Yeah, exactly.
Now we got to go out and beat them in curling and hockey.
Let's do it.
Yep. All right, and then I'll put. I guess I don't have the way I want to word this. I guess more about the NCAA in the box. And it's not even the NCAA actually. It's, I guess, a random judge in Mississippi. I've talked a lot about, I guess, kind of the NCAA and I guess the legal system kind of clashed a little bit, and the NCAA denied Trinidad Chambliss's petition, whatever they call it, for a 6th year of eligibility because he'd had red shirt and then he got hurt a couple times. So, but then a Mississippi judge didn't even, I guess it had been turned down in the courts, but now he's got a lawyer that basically, what's the word, an injunction they've got in there. So like they haven't actually really reversed it. They've just prevented him from being prevented to play until after this injunction is cleared. So basically he's allowed to play until it gets figured out. And if this lawyer can just stall out this process through the next football season, he's going to be allowed to play the whole season. They don't even really need to win.
Crazy. It is great. They're like stalling the.
Yeah. No, but that's the whole goal. Like I said,
exactly.
They honestly, I don't even know if they think that they would win, but it doesn't matter if they can stall it through next season. That's that, and he's played the season.
Yeah.
So that'll be, I guess, interesting to watch and kind of see how it goes. But for now, he is now going to be allowed to go back to Ole Miss for, I guess, not a 6th year at Ole Miss, only a 2nd year. But that's huge for Ole Miss.
That is, yeah. I don't know who else will return. I guess they won't have Lane Kiffin there. I don't know if he took a lot of the players with him to LSU.
Imagine he did.
Yeah.
I guess we'll see.
Yeah, as we get into more of the college football season here in a few months, we'll have to.
Yeah, have to look at that some
more.
But
yeah.
Yeah. Well, and it'll be interesting to, like, I guess, what if you put money on Trinidad Chambliss winning the Heisman and then, like, middle of the season, this gets stopped and he can't play anymore? How does that work? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, because he'll be up there.
I gotta think
on those odds.
Yeah, you wouldn't win.
No,
right? You'd lose that bet.
Yeah,
because you placed the bet that he's going to win it.
And he's not even a player in college football. Maybe
play, then that's on.
Yeah. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens because, like I said, I think he'll come out as one of the favorites, if not the favorite, to win the Heisman. I don't know. I guess what the odds are at right now, but
yeah. Uncle Johnny, you tell us what's going to happen with that.
Yeah, exactly.
On, Trinidad. We'll see what happens.
Okay. All right. Well, then on to the 2-minute drill. So our one question per sport with football, most overrated position.
This might be an interesting take, but I'm going to say the quarterback, which is kind of interesting because you think like they're maybe the most important position. I think we've said, but no, I think we may have said like, hey, where are they the most important position? But I think it's so highly like rated. If you're saying overrated, it's like you got to have the quarterback. You got to have the quarterback. And I think about this year, the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl was really two great defensive teams, and yes, they had competent quarterbacks and whatever. But like Drake May is not. I know he's up for MVP. Listen, they had a schedule that I think was pretty favorable for him to be there, and like Sam Darnold, fine, but you look at all these other teams that he was on, like he wasn't blowing things out of the water or whatever. He had a lot of the supporting cast around him, Smith and Jigba, the defense, whatever kind of carried him, Kubiak, the coaching staff, all that stuff. Talked about like the coaches and quarterback kind of clicking to make the really everything work.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that it's just you got to have a quarterback and that's going to be what it is. And hey, they're going to take you. Yeah, going to take you where you need to go. So if I had to say like overrated, I don't know. It was tough to kind of go through, but I'm going to say as quarterback.
That's interesting. That's really not. I actually didn't even really consider quarterback. That's just not what I was thinking of. I went with wide receiver. I mean, they're important, but I just think if you've got a great quarterback, I think that they can bring out the best in receivers. Like if you've got the O-line and you've got a good quarterback, I just think at some point these wide receivers were all, the best of the best at their high school. They were all probably the best at their college if they're in the NFL, if we're talking, right? So like they're not bad at football. Like they are amazing athletes, still top 0.01% of football players in the world. And so I think if you have a great quarterback, they can just bring out the best in these receivers, maybe some of the coaching there too. But I mean, you think of like the Bills, like obviously they haven't won a Super Bowl, but they've been a pretty good team without really having a standout receiver, right? Yeah. So to me, I think, if there was a position I was going to leave and say this is kind of my bottom priority, I think it would be wide receiver.
It's fair.
It's going to be like solid guys. I don't think I need anything crazy.
I think they are more kind of plug and play. Yeah. You got to find the right fit.
Well, yeah. And like, you think like the Cardinals drafted Marvin Harrison Jr. What did he go, 4th overall a couple years ago?
He was in the top 10. I don't remember.
Yeah. Super high draft pick. And then Michael Wilson comes in and plays better than him. Like he was a better wide receiver when he was wide receiver 1 when Marv was hurt this year. And he's a guy that like the Jets threw away. So like, I just think, I don't know, you can find good players. They're great athletes. And that's just, that's my opinion.
Yep.
All right. Basketball. Are today's players more skilled than past eras? Ooh.
Yeah, that's a tough. Here's the way I looked at it. I said, I think they're more athletic today.
Yeah.
I guess that translates to more skilled, but I don't know. I would say it's more athletic today.
Yeah.
And I think, definitely with the training they have, the nutrition, all the other things, like the athleticism across the board in all sports, I would say is like, it's way different watching games than watching it today. But so I would say, much more athletic.
Yeah, it's just different. I really didn't have like a cut and dry answer to this one either. Like, I'd say they're better shooters for sure, like without a doubt. But maybe there's a little bit of that traditional, posting somebody up the center that's been lost, right? Like maybe some of that's gone, some of the footwork. But again, like you mentioned, they're better athletes. I mean, a guy like Wemby just didn't exist 50 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
I would think too, even like the skill wise, some of these European players and the different like like basketball was very U.S. oriented before, and now we've got all these European players coming in. There's different skills that they're kind of taking from these other players now and like incorporating into the NBA, into the U.S. game, the Euro step. I mean, it's like a common thing now, and that
Yeah.
was not a thing 20, 30 years ago, right?
Right.
And so I think you're taking some of these other skills and like applying it to the game here, and like with the athleticism people have. Yeah, it is probably a lot better.
Yeah, it's a different game.
Yeah,
Okay, most pressure packed position in baseball.
closer.
Yeah, no, I completely
I
agree.
didn't have much more.
No,
to say.
I really didn't either.
Just like
I mean,
yeah,
yeah, I think any pitcher in general, but being that closer the whole game, everything that's happened can depend on you.
mm-hmm.
I think that's huge.
I bet those guys thrive on that stuff.
Oh yeah, for
The
sure. I
good
think you
ones.
have to.
Yeah, the good ones. That's what they want, that moment.
Yeah.
They want to be up there, bottom of the ninth and 2 outs, and it's on them to just close it and win the game. So,
all right, and then hockey. Who's winning gold at the Olympics?
got
Say it
my
on
Eagle
three. One,
shirt
two,
on
three.
here.
United
Yeah,
States.
USA,
That's right. Yep.
Why,
Can't say anything else. Got the United States. The women play for gold on Thursday.
Yep.
Which I guess we'll kind of talk about the Olympics in a second. But yeah, got to be the U.S.
Got to be U.S. I'm really hoping for a U.S. Canada final.
Yeah,
It'd
fantastic.
be incredible.
Yeah.
I think the Olympics needs it.
Yeah.
Would it be Saturday or Sunday? When's the
men's final?
Yeah, I can't remember when the men's final. Is it Sunday?
I think it is like Sunday at like 8 in the morning or
I think
something.
it's Sunday early. Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, or 7 maybe. Yeah. I don't know what time zone this is. It doesn't actually say.
Yeah, it's Sunday morning. You're right. So that'll be that'll be huge.
It's either at 7 or 8. It's one of those two.
Looks like they're on a crash course, hopefully, to get there. So
it'll be fantastic. Yeah. Okay, and then this was an interesting one. Our wild card for the day: most overrated championship team.
Okay, so I went way back, and I actually said some of the early Boston Celtics dynasties when they were winning all those championships. So the league at the time only had like between 8 and 9 teams when they were winning all those, and like their rosters were stacked with all these Hall of Famers and concentrated into one team.
Similar to like the Packers in the NFL
in the early days. Yeah, exactly. So I feel like some of these like early day like championship teams are like, well, we won like 10 championships. So like, what was the
really?
League? Yeah, what did the league? What was it comprised of at the time? And was a team really that great compared to what the whole was in the league? Right. I don't think that they were really so. Yeah, it's an interesting question to think about, like overrated. The other one I'm going to just throw an honorable mention before you go because I don't think you're going to have. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's funny. That's yeah. No, I wanted to throw out the 2020 Lakers just because I don't necessarily know that they get overrated. I think LeBron being there brings a little bit because it was LeBron and Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard to pick an overrated champion when like you were a champion. It's hard to be overrated, but they played in the bubble during COVID. Not all the teams were even there.
Yep.
And it was just such a weird environment. There weren't any fans. I don't know. If all the teams didn't even have a chance, to me, like that doesn't even count as a championship.
If Barry Bonds has an asterisk next to him for the home run, most total home runs, they need an asterisk next to them for
agree.
The 2020 championship. Yeah. That's not even a real championship.
No, it's not.
Like I don't even know what they were doing.
So yeah,
quote unquote basketball.
Yeah. So it's hard to say if that's overrated, but I wanted to talk about them because I don't like that that's a championship banner that they hang in their gym. So that's what I put on there.
LeBron gets half for that one.
Yeah, he gets half a championship. So what's he? Just under half a game under 500?
Yeah.
In the finals? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
All right. Then on to extra innings. Let's just talk Olympics real quick before we wrap up here. So I mentioned the women's ice hockey team's playing.
Yep.
In the finals on Thursday. That's it, like 12:15, I want to say. Something that's like around lunchtime. And then, that gold medal match for men's hockey is Sunday morning. So we'll kind of see who's there.
Yeah.
I guess, I'll go just run medals real quick. We can get into some specifics. United States is in third right now, in total and in golds. 21 total medals, 6 gold. 10 silver, 5 bronze. So behind Norway, who's in first, and Italy in second. So Norway 31 total, 14 gold. Italy 24 total, 9 gold.
Yep. Yeah, I got to be honest. The Winter Olympics are tough, and I think it might be. Well, hockey's going to be exciting, like we talked about.
Yeah.
I enjoy watching some of it, like the ski jumping, the jumping, whatever they have. Like some of the things are kind of fun with luge and skeleton, but it's not like I don't think you can relate to some of these
No.
events, and maybe that's what like it's hard to really get into it. Where like the Summer Olympics, you're a track athlete, right? And
Right.
everybody knows how to run and swim
Yeah.
and whatever. Like you can kind of relate to these things and like, oh my gosh, man, running that fast is incredible. But like, I don't know that the winter sports translate to us as well. Where like you see Norway, yeah, leading it. These guys are in the snow all the time anyway. So,
Right,
like,
exactly. Yeah, well, and it's hard. Like, I don't know. You get to a point where, for one, like some of these, like, okay, you can sit on a piece of metal and go down a course really fast, like with bobsledding and not even bobsledding, some of the like skeleton and all that. Like, I don't know. It's just harder to get into, I think. And there's like so many variations to the same thing too. It's like on a bobsled track, like there's 4-person bobsled, there's the 2-person, there's all the little like 1-person skeleton luge.
Too, or no? Or is it just
Maybe I don't know. There's so many different like variations of that, of skating, of skiing. Like it gets a little confusing, I think too. And again, like I don't know. United States is the United States. There's so many people. They're gonna be up there, but in the Summer Olympics feels like it goes on a lot longer too. So
yeah, I want to know where the kids or the people are that are doing like where are the bobsled tracks in the U.S. that people
I
are
have no
learning this
idea.
stuff, or like how do you get to start doing the luge and the skeleton and like I don't even know where. It's got to be somewhere up in the north.
I think everything I know about bobsledding comes from Cool Running, so that's about it.
It's a great movie.
Yeah, it is.
Great,
but yeah, I don't know. Do you just grab some people that can run fast, and that's your bobsled team? I have no idea. Like,
yeah,
or are there kids that like grow up bobsledding, and that's what they want to do? I have no idea.
You got to have some weight though, too, right?
For the sled to get down. You got to some weight. You got to move.
You got to move fast, have weight. I don't know. And then there's got to be something with the driving too. But
oh yeah, for sure.
Again, it doesn't translate.
No, it's just not at all.
Yeah, so we're excited for hockey.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of curling on in the background.
Curling's fun to watch.
It's fun. Yeah. I don't completely understand what's going on, but it's fun to watch.
No, strategy behind some of it. Even I was just out playing shuffleboard last weekend, and I'm thinking, like, man, I could be in the Olympics too.
Exactly.
Curling stuff. Yeah, figure this out. One thing, there are a couple of, like just kind of nuggets, I guess, I want to pull out from the Olympics, and this one was really interesting. My brother was asking me about the German. Actually, the hockey jerseys, if you've seen them, are really cool. Finland has a really cool jersey. Germany has a really cool one with this the eagle on it. So he's asking, he's looking around trying to purchase the German jersey, and couldn't find it anywhere. Your uncle, so my brother-in-law, is in Germany, stationed in the military. So we were like, hey, you seen these for sale over there? Do you have them? He started asking around to his German colleagues that he knows over there. And this was interesting. He said he just learned something from them. Use of the federal eagle is restricted by law inside of Germany. So Nike isn't allowed to produce the jersey for sale there. So he's like, I never realized that the eagle on the soccer jerseys, I guess, isn't the federal. But not a single thing in the official store has the eagle on it. So it's kind of crazy that like they've got these really cool jerseys. They can't buy them. They can't buy them. They can't sell them anywhere in Germany. You can't find them. That's crazy. So, got to find a German hockey player, I guess, if you want to get your hands on one of those jerseys. And they're going to be.
You'd think you'd make a lot of money selling them.
The German players know anything about it. Apparently, yeah, they could. I thought that was kind of interesting.
That is interesting, yeah. Crazy.
And then I heard this on the radio this morning too. Olympians were asked where they keep their medals after they won. What do you think the most popular answer? Where do they keep their medals after they?
I don't know. I mean, if I feel like I'd like frame it and hang it up somewhere in my house. I have no idea.
In their sock drawer. That was where the majority of
Why?
Olympians. I don't know. I don't know if they get these things and they come home and they're just like, okay, whatever, and they throw it in the drawer with everything else and just kind of buried in all the other stuff that they have. I thought that was kind of an interesting
That's crazy.
take. So, they work so hard for these things, and to your point, like you'd think you'd hang it
Hang it up
prominently
somewhere? Yeah, I
and
don't
like
know.
see. I think the kitchen was the second one. Or I don't know. The
Okay.
kitchen seems kind of a weird spot to put a medal, also.
Yeah.
But anyways, they just leave them in the drawer. So,
Huh. That's crazy.
That is kind of crazy. So, anyways, Olympics. Let's hope.
Yeah.
U.S. hockey
It's
goes
going.
for gold this Sunday, and I think it'll close out then, right?
Yeah, like I said, it's really not a very long thing.
It's a couple weeks.
Yeah, I mean, curling's got to wrap up here in the next like 5 days or so, I think. Yeah, I think like early next week. I don't know. It's filled a gap nice though with the All-Star break. I guess the NHL's only not playing because the Olympics are going on, but
Right.
I don't know. Get some sports sort of.
That's true. I think maybe the time difference too, kind of like
Yeah, it's weird.
They're doing stuff in the mornings, and then like by the time we're seeing it later in the day or night,
Just a rerun.
Yeah, and it's like I could have seen that on the internet already, and I already kind of know what happened. So that's probably tough too.
Yeah, a little bit.
But Sunday, I don't know. We're gonna try and figure out.
Yeah, I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then I guess down to our scoreboard. I think that's about all we've got for Olympics. I'm just looking back at the 2-minute drill. I guess as far as football, we kind of disagreed on that overrated position. You said quarterback, I said wide receiver, which almost were opposites, I feel like, for that argument. But
Yeah.
I think both kind of make sense. Basketball was a little weird. Pitcher, completely agree. Hockey, agree. Wild card, you even had the Lakers down there. That's kind of a backup.
Yeah.
It sounded like. But no, yeah, it was a good time with our Mount Rushmores too.
I did like the Mount Rushmores. Yeah, that was kind of fun. I feel like we had
Do more like lists like that. Yeah, graphic, something.
The graphic would be fun. I was thinking about too. You could do the seen the ones where they have the dollars and like you can
yeah, we can do some of those. Those are fun.
Those are fun too. Yeah.
Yeah, we can find some of those.
A few of them. Kind of fun too. So
yeah.
Keep the topics coming though. I keep hearing from a lot of people with some good ones. So we'll continue to incorporate some of that stuff and feedback into the next few episodes.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Well, then that's going to do it for this drive on First and 4. If you liked today's conversation, make sure to follow, rate, and share the show. We'll be back next time breaking down the biggest stories and our generational opinions from the 4 major sports. Until then, we'll see you for the next play.
Peace out.
See you guys later.